Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Parakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sarajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaita Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Param Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakhambitamscha Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Shri Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Dandavat, dear devotees, good morning. Today again we're trying to read the Divine Guidance book by His Divine Grace Swami Bhakti Sundar Govinda Goswami Maharaja. Ki Jai. Yesterday we were reading about something really interesting. We were reading about Uddhava, that when he went to Vrindavan, he was so charmed by seeing the gopis' love, their devotion, their attraction, and their affection for Krishna, that he said, "For life after life, I only desire one thing. I want to become a speck of dust in Vrindavan. Not only that, I want to be one of those who are worthy of receiving that dust, the plants and creepers of Vrindavan, and live here for all eternity." Here in the land of Vrindavan, Krishna has performed his pastimes, and his companions, the gopis, also roam around here. If I can be born as a small creeper, so that I may get the dust of their lotus feet on my head, that would be my highest fortune. And we were also reading yesterday about Srimati Radharani, what it takes to taste Srimati Radharani's rasa, and it's just inconceivable. We were reading, and Srila Govinda Maharaj was explaining that what we taste in this world, even if it for us it is so amazing and so tasteful and nectarian, it's just the shadow of the real thing. Now let's continue reading the words of Swami Bhakti Sundar Govinda Goswami Maharaj. The lotus feet of this Gadadhara Pandit are our ultimate destination. Our worshipable deities are Gaura Gadadhara, and the supreme demonstration of their Vipralamba was seen in Nilaka Dham. Nilachala Dham. Thank you, Didi. So it says, the lotus feet of this Gadadhara Pandit are our ultimate destination. Our worship of deities are Gaura Gadadhara, and the supreme demonstration of their Vipralamba was seen in Lila Chaladam. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Dasa Kaviraj has given such deep meanings on the shlokas of Srimad Bhagavatam, and he has exposed such great inner wealth from them that it is beyond our imagination. When Mahaprabhu sees Lord Jagannath in Ratha Yatra, he prays like this: Ahush chatele nalina nava padara vindam Jogesh Baba Barir Hirdivi Shintyam Agatha Bodhai Samshara Kupa Patito Ranavalavam He Ham Yushamapi Manasiriyat Sadanaha. O lotus-naveled one, your lotus feet eternally held as the object of meditation within the hearts of the greatest yogis of profound intellect, are the only resort for delivering those souls fallen into the well of material life. May those holy lotus feet graciously appear within the hearts of we ordinary household ladies. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita we find these shlokas. Anjera hirdaya mana muramana vrindavana mane vane ekagari jani tahan tumara paravaya karaha jadiudaya tave tumara purna kirpamani. Speaking in the mood of Srimati Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, for most people, the mind and heart are one. But because my mind is never separated from Vrindavan, I consider my mind and Vrindavan to be one. My mind is already Vrindavan. And since you like Vrindavan, you will please place your lotus feet there. I will deem that your full mercy. Prananata Shuna Mora Satya Nivedana Braja Amara Sadhana Dahan Tomara Sangama Napailena Rahajivana. My dear Lord, kindly hear my true submission. My home is Vrindavan, and I wish your association there. But if I do not get it, then it will be very difficult for me to keep my life. Purve udavad vare eve shakshadamare yogagyane kahila upaya tumi vigaltaha kirpamaya janaha amara hirdaya moreya chikahite na jujaya. My dear Krishna, formerly, when you were staying in Mathura, you sent Uddhava to teach me knowledge and meditation. Now you yourself are speaking the same thing, but my mind does not accept it. There is no place in my mind for all these superficial things. You are artful and gracious, and you know well my heart. It does not befit you to speak to me in this way. Nahe gopi yoheshvara para kamala tomara dhyanakari paive santosha tomara vakya paripati dharmari kuninati shuni gopiraro vate rosha. The gopis are not like the mystic yogis. They will never be satisfied by simply meditating on your lotus feet and imitating the so-called yogis. Teaching the gopis about so-called meditation is another kind of duplicity. When they are instructed to undergo mystic yoga practices, they are not at all satisfied. On the contrary, they become more angry with you. What intense feelings of separations the gopis had. What are you saying to whom? Dehasmirti nahyara samsara gopa kahantara taha haitena kahi udara. The gopis are saying, people worship you to be delivered from material existence. But that is not our kind of worship. We do not want to be delivered. We do not even remember our bodies. What do we care about material existence? And you're saying we will be delivered from material existence. Ahuskate nalina nava padara vindam johesh varai hirdi vichantyam agarha bodhai. Those processes are only for people who want to be delivered. Your lotus feet are our only goal. Tahantomara paradvaya karaha jari udaya tavetomara purna kirpamani. In Nilachala Dam, there has been the utmost cultivation of such intense feelings of Bripalamba. Intense feelings of Bripalamba. And Bripalamba, we were reading yesterday that it means, the approximation of this word, intense feeling of separation from Krishna. That is Vipralamba. And Mahaprabhu has shown us the highest limit of that Vipralamba in Sri Nilachala Dham. That's what we read yesterday. So, in Nilachala Dham, there has been the utmost cultivation of such intense feelings of Vipralamba. Kandidasha Vidyapati Rayira Nathaka iti Karnamrita Shri Gita Govinda Svaruparamananda Shane Mahaprabhu Ratridine Gayeshune Paramananda. He also passed his time reading the books and singing the songs of Chandidas and Vidyapati, and listening to quotations from the Jagannath Ballabha Nataka, Krishna Karnamrita, and Gita Govinda. Thus, in the association of Svarup, Damodar, and Raya Ramananda, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed his days and nights chanting and hearing with supreme ecstasy. So tomorrow you're going to that place. Lord Jagannath has attracted you by his mercy. We will all feel our goals fulfilled there. And if we can humbly offer ourselves, then we will become complete. Om Purnam Madaha Purnam Midam Purnat Purnam Mudichyate. That was the end of the chapter on the way to Sri Puridam. It was honestly complex to understand, but at least we could hear a little bit about what is the nature of the gopis, of Srimati Radharani, and an approximation to explain the limit, the intense feeling of the separation from Krishna, which is Vipralamba. And that the place that Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cultivated the highest limitation for Vipralamba is in Nilachala Dham. Oh, actually, we're not done with the chapter yet. So, Om Purnam Madha Purnam Idam Purnat Purnam Mudichyate Purnasya Purnam Madhaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. We may feel very small, but He is infinite. If we can establish a relationship with the infinite, then just as when you subtract 0 from 0, 0 remains. Similarly, when you subtract infinity from infinity, infinity will remain. So we can become complete. So please go to Jagannath Dham with such feelings in your heart. Did you go to Jagannath Dham when you were in India? No? There is happiness and misery everywhere, at home and outside. I definitely know that you do not care too much about such things. But still, at times, such feelings come to us because we have material bodies. This body is like a spoiled brat that does not like to tolerate any inconvenience. The more comfort it gets, the more comfort it wants. But comfort is our enemy. There is no need for such comforts in our life. As elephants, we have eaten so many jungles, and our hunger was not satisfied. As pigs, we have eaten mountains of stool, and our hunger was not satisfied. For life after life, we have searched for comfort, but we have not found it. So now we must separate ourselves from such comforts and search for Lord Krishna, the ocean of pleasure, the personification of all mellows. We can have him in our vision by initiation ourselves in Bhakti Yoga. This will fulfill our highest mission, and this should be the object of our greatest desire. Please, you all go there with such desires in your heart. I am sure there will be some inconveniences. Our brahmachari prabhus are all very respectable and affectionate, and they will try their best to give you all facility. but still you may face some austerity. Please, go with such desires to Lord Jagannath, that by His mercy He will appear in our vision, and He will give us the dust of His holy dome, so that we can travel there. This is our only desire and prayer. Vamcha kalpatarubhyascha kirpa sindhuvya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Thus ends the chapter on the way to Sri Puridam in the book Divine Guidance by His Divine Grace Swami Bhakti Sundar Govinda Goswami Maharaja. A little bit difficult to read and to follow, in my personal opinion. Let's read for 10 more minutes and we will continue reading tomorrow. Braja Mohini Didi is busy doing some seva this morning. So we will continue reading the Chaitanya Bhagavata tomorrow as well. Alright, chapter 3, On the Way to Sri Vrindavan Dham. A lecture by His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Goswami Maharaja. When Mahaprabhu will hear the name of Vrindavan, he will become ecstatic in bhava, in prema, and will lose his senses in divine love. While describing his travels in Vrindavan, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami said, I cannot even express his mood. When Mahaprabhu was in Puri Dham during the time of Lord Jagannath's Rathayatra, Svarup Damodar will sing and the Lord will dance in ecstasy. Mahaprabhu himself would not sing so much, but Svarup Damodar will sing and he will dance. In one way, Vrindavan is a very difficult place. Whether going, living, moving around, or living there, everyone must be very careful. When Jagannathananda Prabhu wanted to go to Vrindavan, Mahaprabhu gave him 4 instructions. Jigra Ashiha Dahan Na Rahya Chira Kala Govardhani Na Chariha De Kite Gopala. If you want to go to Vrindavan, you can go, but don't stay too long. Don't climb upon Govardhan hill, even to see the Gopala deity there, and always stay with Rupa and Sanatan. Take their guidance and don't leave their association. These were 3 of his directives, and the 4th was, don't imitate the Brajavasis. Don't imitate the Brajavasis. Jagadananda Prabhu was Mahaprabhu's good friend and is considered an incarnation of Satyavama. He was extremely attached to Mahaprabhu and sometimes would show his affection in unusual ways. Mahaprabhu instructed him, don't imitate or intimately associate with the Brajavasis. Jagadananda Prabhu knew everything about the rules and regulations for living in the Holy Dham, but Mahaprabhu showed himself as thinking he was not so qualified. He therefore gave some instruction. Jagadananda wants to go to Vrindavan alone, but I do not feel that it is good. In this way, he checked him in many ways. Lastly, Jagadananda was very sad to see Mahaprabhu's renounced mood. He could not tolerate it, so he did not want to always stay with Mahaprabhu. Instead, he wanted to go to Vrindavan. At that time, Mahaprabhu gave these 4 directives to him and gave him permission to go. You can go, but do not stay for long, because everywhere there is some work of illusion, Maya. Maya covers everything in this mundane world. It may be Vrindavan, Navadvip, or Puri, but everywhere there is some covering of Maya. And if you stay too long in such places, you may be attracted to Maya's work and you make some offenses to the Dham. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur says in his book Srinavadu Pavataranga Jadamaya Bhumi Yala Dravaya Yata Ara. What we see inside of that mundane form, when Maya will mercifully remove the cover, we will see the real form of the Dham. Even to see the outside of the Dham is beneficial. But if we make a parada offense, it is detrimental to our spiritual life. And if we cannot see properly the real transcendental Dham, at least we should try not to see the opposite thing, to see it as only mundane. When Mahaprabhu experienced Mahabhava for 7 days in Srivasa Pandit house, the different devotees saw him in different forms. Devotees of Ramachandra saw Mahaprabhu as Ramachandra. Devotees of Vishnu saw him as Vishnu. Others saw him in the form of Nrsimhadeva, and yet others saw him as different incarnations of Vishnu. In that gathering, Mahaprabhu restricted Mukunda Prabhu. I shall not give you darshan. Mukunda remained outside the house, weeping, seeing him crying. The devotees reported to Mahaprabhu, Mukunda is very sad and he wants to end his life by drowning in the river Ganges. He does not want to maintain his body if he cannot see your form. He is continually crying outside. Mukunda sent a message with the devotees asking Mahaprabhu, when shall I see your form? Mahaprabhu answered, after crores of birds, he will be able to see me. Hearing this, Mukunda became very happy and began dancing outside the entrance. Oh, after only crores of birds, I will again see Mahaprabhu. Therefore, I have no problem. Crores of birds I can tolerate to again have this darshan. What is the meaning of crores? C-R-O-R-E-S. C-R-O-R-E-S.
Let me see it.
Crores. Only after crores of birds I will again see Mahaprabhu.
Some sort of number.
It's a unit of measurement.
It's some sort of measure, yeah, number.
So this means after other birds he will see Mahaprabhu is what it say?
Something like that.
Something like that, okay. So Mukunda, after hearing this, became very happy and began dancing outside the entrance. Hearing that, Mahaprabhu was happy and said, now he has already crossed those crores of birds and he can see me. He can come immediately. So the devotees called Mukunda. Oh Mukunda, come, Mahaprabhu is calling you. But Mukunda said, Mahaprabhu said after crores of birds, then how can I go there now? If I go now, I will not be able to see the real form of Mahaprabhu. Only after crores of birds shall I be able to see, but not now. If I see him,
1 crore represents 10 million.
so 1 crore represents 1 million or 10 million? So Mahaprabhu, so okay, this is very extreme, okay, to hear about these personalities, and this was only for 400 years ago. So Mahaprabhu was experiencing Mahabhava for 7 days in Srivasa Pandit house. I don't know what Mahabhava is. What is Mahabhava, Didi? A highest bhava. A highest ecstasy in divine love. So Mahaprabhu was feeling this for 7 days in Srivasa Pandit house. And different devotees saw him in different forms. Devotees of Ramachandra saw him in the form of Ramachandra. Devotees of Vishnu saw him in the form of Vishnu. But there was one devotee that could not see Mahaprabhu, and this was Mukunda. So Mukunda was really sad. He wanted to kill himself, to leave his body, because he was not able to see Mahaprabhu. And he didn't know when he was going to see Mahaprabhu. So Mukunda asked some devotees to ask Mahaprabhu when can he see his form. And Mahaprabhu said, after only crores of birds, you will be able to see me. And Mukunda, after hearing this, became very happy, dancing outside the house. After crores of birds, that means after 10 million birds, he's going to be able to see Mahaprabhu. And Mukunda just started dancing happily. Hearing this, Mukunda became very happy and began dancing outside the entrance. Oh, only after 10 million birds I will again see Mahaprabhu. Therefore I have no problem. Crores of birds I can tolerate to again have his darshan. Hearing that, Mahaprabhu was happy and said, now he has already crossed those crores of birds and he can see me. He can come immediately. This is so mysterious. So the devotees called Mukunda. Oh Mukunda, come, Mahaprabhu is calling you. But Mukunda said, Mahaprabhu said, after crores of birds, then... But Mukunda said, Mahaprabhu said after 10 million birds, then how can I go there now? If I go now, I will not be able to see the real form of Mahaprabhu. Only after 10 million birds shall I be able to see. But now, if I see, quote unquote, see him now, that will not be really seeing him. It will be illusion. So why should I go there? I do not want to go there now. Real vision is necessary. And that is the main thing. Otherwise, seeing the deity, the Dham, or anything else is only an exercise of the eye. It is not actual vision, and we shall not gain real benefit from that. But Mahaprabhu said, now he's gained real benefit from that. But Mahaprabhu said, now his crores of birds have gone, and he can come and see me. So what are 10 million birds? Maybe it's nothing in the transcendental plane. Mukunda very much chastised himself that he had done wrong and so had caused Mahaprabhu to at first refuse him entrance. Mahaprabhu then showed his real form to him. The main thing is that without devotion and transcendental knowledge, we can neither see the real Vrindavan Dham nor the real Nam, Rupa, Guna and Lila, name, form, qualities and pastimes of the Lord. All these are transcendental, therefore we cannot see them with our mundane eyes. That is the main thing. If we go to Vrindavan or stay in the Navadvip, the same is true. But still these places are holy dhams and they emanate auspiciousness. We can touch a drop of that if we stay there without offense. In that way, we can touch the glow of that jyoti, that effulgence. The dham is covered by illusion. But even so, there is some brilliance, and that glow of brilliance of the dham may touch us if we stay there without offense. But if we stay there too long, we may become overly familiar and then that glow may leave us. That glow is something like light, but it is more than that. It is the transcendental world and it is fully conscious. It was for our instruction that Mahaprabhu advised Jagadananda, do not stay in Vrindavan for a long time as there is more possibility of making offense. And do not go up on Govardhan hill because this hill is a form of Krishna. Let's finish here. It's becoming too much already, this chapter, on the way to Sri Vrindavan Dham. But it was very funny to hear about the devotee Mukunda and Mahaprabhu. Very mysterious, very hidden knowledge. Divine guidance by His Divine Grace Swami Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaja Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat Ki Jai. Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Raksa Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Okay. Hari Haraye Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Krishavaya Namaha Namaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Ram Shimadhusurana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Rupa Sanatan Vata Raghunata Shri Jiva Gopala Vata Rasa Raghunata Echai Gosai Tori Charana Vandana Jaga Hote Vignana Shavista Purana Echai Gosai Jara Muitara Dasa Dasavara Padare Nuvora Panchagrasa Aniracharana Sevi Bhakta Sanivasa Janame Janame Murari Avilasa Jai Gosai Jabe Prajeko Javasa Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakasa Anande Bolo Hari Vaja Vrindavana Shri Guru Vaishnava Pare Majai Jamana Shri Guru Vaishnava Pare Majai Jamana Shri Guru Vaishnava Para Pama Koriyasha Harinam Sankirtana Koki Narottama Rasa Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Vishnu Pashila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pashila Bhakti Raka Shira Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga ki Jai. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sashi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna ki Jai. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Jai Srila Bhakti Pavan Maharaj ki Jai.
Ki Jai.
Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudana Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Shri Guru Chandra Giri Hari Ju ki Jai.
Jai.
Nandakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission ki Jai.
Jai.
Nitai Gaur Pramanandi. Haribol.
Harinwam Sankirtan ki Jai. Shrimati Tulasi Devi ki Jai. Dandavat, dear devotees on Facebook, whoever you are, thank you for your association and for engaging in hearing service with us this morning. Haribo, Dandavat.